Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to depart from the usual watch stuff and we're going to talk about this dog grooming kit. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this dog grooming kit, especially if you're a TikTok person. My wife loves TikTok. She found this on TikTok, ended up buying them. Now, this particular unit is also available on Amazon.com. It is actually not a bad little grooming kit. I mean, if you have a dog and your dog needs to be groomed now and then, or you just want to, maintain their nails and their fur and all the other little things that have to be done to your puppy or your cat, it doesn't really matter. This kit is pretty good. It does have a little bit of a flaw. So here's a picture of my puppy. He's about 10 years old now. He's a beautiful mutt. He's a lab and collie mix and loves the water, loves to walk, loves to hang around, and just, he's my watchdog, no pun intended. Of course, this is a watch channel. So here's the culprit. This is the battery and motor supply. It works 3 of the included devices that come with the kit. First and foremost, the nail trimming kit that you can use on your pet's toenails. And it works okay. It failed after the 3rd use, which, sadly, it's got a bad problem with, I think, engineering. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to show you exactly what I found that's wrong with it. You can see the post that comes out of the motor, and that is an interchangeable top. It does come with a kit that has the toenail trimmer as well as a hair trimmer, and then a small hair trimmer to use around your pet's feet or paws so that you can trim the hair around their toenails. So I opened this up because I was trying to figure out what the heck's wrong with it. Now, this is only about 4 or 5 months old, and my wife's trying to get a hold of the company now to see if we can get a replacement. However, I think if we even get a new one, we're probably going to have the same problem. So I wanted to open this up and see exactly what's inside and why it failed. So I'm going to take these 2 screws out. Now, all the screws that hold this particular unit together are the same, so you can't really mess them up. There are 2 screws here, and the part that I'm removing is actually, it only goes in one way, and that's to allow the vacuum attachment to suck in fur, debris, things like that come off the grinding wheel or the hair trimmers. And you can see there's this little post here, and it's got like a hex insert on it. And we take that out, and what I'm working with here is the part that has failed. This is the part that trims the nails. It's a diamond-coated cutting disc. Here's a rubber gasket, and that rubber gasket is really not seated very well, and here's the bearing. Now, in this particular unit, the bearing has failed. For some reason, these are sealed bearings. They shouldn't fail at all, but after the first use, I noticed it started getting a little louder. The second use, it wasn't really holding up, and I wasn't too happy with this. We tried it again the 3rd time, and it completely failed. And what I discovered was this bearing is completely locked up. Now, I don't know if it's a condition of the debris coming off my puppy's toenails when we're trimming them, or if it's just, a failure in the part. Now, this bearing is supposed to be pressure set into the top part that snaps on to do the toenail clippings. However, because the bearing seized up, what ended up happening was this bearing just kind of spun around in the plastic piece, and obviously it became loose. There's really nothing more than ABS plastic holding the pieces together, so it is a structural failure point. Now, I decided to go ahead and order these bearings. These bearings are 688Zs. You can get them on Amazon, like 5 or 4 for $5, something like that, free shipping, of course. If you like, I'll let you, maybe I'll just put the link in there if you want to go ahead and do this yourself. Now, everybody here knows, if you've been following my channel, that I do a lot of jewelry design, 3D printing, watch repair. So I'm used to 3D printing. And my goal was, I just took this apart and decided to see how it worked. I was going to actually order new bearings for this and 3D print a new part so that I can make sure that everything fit fine. My wife has decided that because she purchased it, she's going to go ahead and see if she can get a replacement. We'll try that, and if that doesn't work, I'll just go ahead and re-engineer it. Now, the other issue I had was after the 2nd time, we charged this unit up. You can see here we've got the power switch. You've got the indicator lights when it's turned on to tell you how much it's charged, 1, 2, and 3. The USB charging plug is right there. What we found was it would only last, it lasted the first time, it made it all the way through about 20-25 minutes of grooming and trimming the puppy's toenails. Now, one of the issues we had was the 2nd time we used it, we noticed it didn't last nearly as long. The 3rd time, it lasted about 3 minutes, and that was the end of it. We have a different kind of toenail trimmer that we use on our dog. And we just took that one out and finished his nails. But unfortunately, we couldn't groom him because this is part of the grooming kit. So I'm going to open this up, and I determined that the battery was probably bad. For most of you who don't know, lithium-ion battery cells, typically, the stuff that you get in products like this, these are used cells. So they've been used in other items. Maybe there was a pack of 50 in a big lithium battery pack, and some of those cells failed. What the companies typically do when they recycle them is they'll take those cells apart. They'll find out which cells are bad, which cells are good. They'll take the good ones and repurpose them. And I think that's kind of what happens with most of these products coming from Asia. You end up getting used lithium cells. You don't know how good they are because you're just assuming they're new, but usually they're just move from one item to another. So what I did, and you can see I've already gone ahead and done it, I've removed the original battery here. I'll show you the original battery here now so you can see what the part number is on that battery. And I've gone ahead and ordered a pair on Amazon of the replacement batteries. And I'm pretty sure the replacement batteries that come in now are not used batteries. Here is the original cell that I took out. It was the tabs, the positive and negative sides of this battery were kind of welded together with the wire. I ended up breaking those off, and because I have a laser welder that I use for jewelry repair, I was able to laser weld so that I didn't heat up the battery, the wires back onto the positive and negative side so that I could put it all back together. Just put a little tape on those to keep them from shorting out. Put the new battery in, and we gave it a charge. It took about an hour or two to charge fully, which I thought was pretty good. Here you can see this is the little clip that you got to remove if you're going to try this yourself. I let it charge for a couple hours. It seems to run just continuously. I let it run on the table for about 25 minutes, and it never stopped. And the battery indicator hasn't even gone down. But of course, I don't have any attachments hooked up to it. So again, this hooks up to the trimmers and the nail trimmer. So just keep that in mind. I would probably recommend putting a little motor oil or an electrical motor oil or grease on the seams here just to keep it lubed up. One of the things that we discovered too when we discovered the nail trimmer was bad was that it started getting louder and louder, and I'm pretty sure that was the bearing coming loose from the pet nail groomer thing. That just the bearing came right off, which I showed you already. So you can see I'm just putting it back together. There are just a couple of screws, 4 screws that hold this back together. The case goes together like that. You can see the seams are nice and tight. There's the insert for the back cover. This actually plugs into the vacuum adapter, which is great because that way you're not making a mess. 1 screw holds that in place. And like I said, once I got the battery in there fully charged, the motor seems to be fine. Everything works. The trimmers, the hair trimmers work good. I didn't have any issues with those. Just the toenail trimmers. You can see this is the vent that sucks in from the vacuum cleaner all the little hairs and debris from trimming your puppy or your cat. So I'll put that front cover back on the top of the motor. There are 2 screws that hold that in place. And that's pretty much it. You saw when I took it apart. This is just the reverse order. And this is keyed. You can see there's a hex rod or a hex staff that comes out of that electric motor. And you can see it has a little offset pole on it, and that's for the trimmers. The hex nut on this particularly runs the nail trimming kit. So if you looked closely before on the nail trimmers, it's got a little hex insert that fits into. And you just kind of push this on a little bit of an angle, twist it, and lock it into place, and it should work. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn up the audio here so you can hear how loud this thing is right now. And the first time we used it, it was like almost dead quiet. So let me play you what it sounds like with this bad bearing inside so you can hear it. Okay, you can tell that just wasn't right. And if I take that adapter off and I turn it on, you can hear how quiet the motor is. I mean, it's really quiet. And this is actually how quiet it was when we first got it. So if yours is making this noise, chances are the bearing's gone bad. And I think that's just an engineered failure part in this product. Something I'd consider. Would I buy this again? Probably not. It's kind of convenient, but it does have a few flaws. Mainly the battery that came with it was terrible, and and the bearing failure was a big problem. I'm going to put a link to this product in the description below. It is an Amazon link. I do get a commission if you do buy it, but it doesn't cost you anything. This product is really nice. If they solve this problem, I think you got a winner here, but I'm not positive. So would I recommend it? Maybe not. There's like 5 products that all have the same brand name on them, so something to consider. Take it easy, guys, and have a great day.